In this video, I will explain everything you need to know about the difference of two squares and how to factorise grade 8, grade 9 level expressions. This is the third part of a 3-part video series on expanding and factorising, so if you haven't already, go and watch the first 2 parts to this video series. I'm Josh from Strong Students, where my brother and I help ambitious students like yourself master English, maths and studying in general. If you find today's video useful at all, we seriously appreciate it if you can like, share, comment and even subscribe to the channel. Your support seriously means the world to us. And without your support, we can't keep on creating the content that allows you to thrive. Difference of two squares. What does that even mean? Well, difference of two squares is quite literally what it says in the name. It is the difference, subtraction, between two square terms. So x squared is a square term because x squared is the square of x. And 16 is a square term because 16 is the square of 4. Because x squared is x squared and 4 squared is 16. So what do we do with this? Well, difference of two squares is always in the form, as I just said, a squared minus b squared. Two square terms with a subtraction sign in the middle. The first thing you do is square root both the terms, so you can find a and b, and then your answer is simply in the form a minus b, a plus b. So in this case, a is x and b is 4 because square root of both terms was x 4. So your answer would just be x minus 4, x plus 4. That is difference of two squares done, basically. So if we're looking at x squared minus 100, well, a in this case is x, and b in this case is the square root of 100, which is 10. So our answer is just a minus b, a plus b, so it's going to be x minus 10, x plus 10. Okay, foundation students, you can head off and enjoy your life. This is the higher section now, so higher students stick about. We need to factorise some more quadratics. So this first factorisation is still difference of two squares. You've just got to spot that a squared is 4x squared and b squared is 49y squared. So we take the square root of both terms, the 4 and the x squared. So a is just 2x because the square root of 4 is 2 and the square root of x squared is x. And b would just be 7y because the square root of 49 is 7 and the square root of y squared is y. And then it's simply a minus b, a plus b is your format. So your answer is 2x minus 7y, 2x plus 7y. Okay, so that is your final answer. Right, you also need to be aware of how to factorise quadratics where the number in front of x squared is greater than 1. Usually, if it was just a quadratic like this, x squared plus 6x plus 8, for example, you'd find two numbers that multiply to make 8 and add to make 6. So, like we did in part 2 of this expanding and factorising series, well, to factorise this, you'd think, well, 2 and 4 are your answers because 2 times by 4 is 8 and 2 plus 4 is 6. So your answer would just be x plus 2, x plus 4. However, in this case, we have a number greater than 1 in front of x squared. So what we do first is we multiply the number in front of x squared, 2, by the n number, 2. And then we remove it for the time being. So we'd have x squared plus 5x plus 4, because we've done 2 times by 2. And now we solve this quadratic normally. So we think, what two numbers multiply to make 4 and add to make 5? Well, that would just be 4 and 1. So our answer would be x plus 4, x plus 1. But you cannot forget what you did at the start. You multiplied that n number by 2. So what you do now is you divide both of the numerical terms by 2. And if they divide and make a whole number, you just write it like that. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this goes to x plus 2. But the x plus a half is not whole. We can't do 1 divided by 2. So we shift this 2 in front of the x. Don't ask me why, we just do it. So we say this is 2x plus 1. So our final answer is x plus 2, 2x plus 1. So the first thing we do is we multiply the 2 by the 12. So we're left with x squared plus 11x plus 24. Now we solve this quadratic normally. So what two numbers multiply to make 24 and add to make 11? 8 and 3. So our quadratic would be x plus 8, x plus 3. And then what do we multiply by at the start? 2. So we divide both these by 2. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 3 divided by 2 is going to be a decimal. So it's not nice. So we shift it in front of the x. So we get 2x plus 3. So that is our final answer. And that is how we factorise quadratics, where the number in front of x squared is greater than 1. Okay, so this factorising is the hardest kind of factorisation you're going to get, and it is higher only, it is nasty. There is a process though. You firstly need to split this term into two terms that will add to make that term. So we've got x squared, and what two terms add to make 2xy? Well, that would be plus xy plus xy plus y squared, because xy plus xy is 2xy. And now we can do two factorizations. We can factorize out x from the left side. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. X plus y, because x times x is x squared and x times y is xy. And then we can also factorize out y from the right side. X plus y. Okay, and if I remove this sign down the middle, we can now do another factorization. You can factorize out the x plus y from both these terms. You can pull that out, x plus y, put that on the outside, and then you can multiply this by these terms here, the x plus y, and if you expand them all out, that will give you x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. That is a little bit confusing, so I'd suggest you go back and you re-watch how I've explained it. It's quite difficult to explain, but that would be your final answer for this one. So if we look at this factorization, if we look at the one above, we're trying to get two brackets that are the same. So you'd actually split this 13xy into plus 10xy plus 3xy, and hopefully you'll see why in a minute, because firstly we can do that because 10xy plus 3xy is 15xy. So if we factorize out initially on the left hand side 2x, x plus 5y, okay, and then if we factorize out on the right hand side 3y, we get x plus 5y. So these brackets are the same, so we can factorize them brackets out from both these terms. So we've got x plus 5y, and then that would be 2x plus 3y. And that is your final answer there. Congratulations, now you've watched all three parts of this expanding and factorizing video series. You've now mastered expanding and factorizing. If this video helped you at all, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, keep an eye out for some of our other videos so you can keep on improving your maths, English, and studying skills. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.